Challenging the horror genre conventions with the film we produced, me and my group decided to create a horror genre. So we wanted to put a little bit of a twist to the average horror genre, but still keep some of like the elements to it in order to emphasize on a key convention that we had previously noticed, but isn't fully recognized. So one of the conventions of horror genre, at least in terms of popularity, because it hasn't really been a popular or there's not that many horror movies with female villains, female killers specifically too. Um, we have popular horror movies with like Halloween and Scream, who have male figures as their villains. Michael Myers is a teenage boy and goes on a killing spree, and of course, Scream, Billy Loomis, and and the other and his friend Stu Macher. Yeah, those guys, they were like boys. They were in Scream, it's kind of hilarious because they're teenagers, but they're still male. They're like rebellious and stuff like that, and that's why they kill. But the sense is that they're still male, and not that many female characters or female killers are there. And this actually probably due to in the real world how there's not that many female serial killers. We According to the FBI, even about 90% of serial killers are male or are reported male, because there are some instances where, like the Zodiac killer, who weren't even found. But we got other instances like Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer, really famous serial killers that have, that are really not only strong, that are not only like really prominent in a lot of crime culture, but they're also very famous. And females are rarely there. In the horror genre, there are some exceptions, honorable exceptions, I like to point out, and especially in the movie we're based off of, which is Jennifer's Body, and in Friday the 13th, we got we have Pamela Voorhees, which is Jason's mom, which is like the main antagonist, although Jason is the one that is more popular rather than, his mom, Pamela Voorhees. So the she kind of gets overshadowed in popularity wise for people who haven't seen Friday the 13th. So but she's still a really good honorable mention. So the reason why we chose therefore to cast Janaya as the killer and not, for example, me, which I kind of wanted to do the role for, was for that reason, to give a sense of like strength to give a sense of strength to women in that regard, because even though the type of strength is not the most ethical type of strength, it shows that the audience that there are more that the it shows to the audience that there are a lot more people that need to be feared just men. Like, men aren't the only people who can go on killing sprees or are to be feared. There are some woman, in this case Janaya, which we show her to be like this mysterious prominent figure in the way she just randomly appears. There are women to be feared in this case, and that is like the whole reason why we even cast her in the first place, and that's the thing we tried focusing on in that regard, in trying to present her. If we would have gotten more time, for example, we would have developed her character more. We would have made her a more prominent, a more like strong figure, a strong villain, because that's what we wanted to represent in breaking the in challenging the original conventions of horror movies.